Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 12 of more consistent content creation. So, my video this week is coming a little late. Normally, I post on Mondays or Tuesdays, but the reason why is because I've got a very good friend of mine joining me today. Her name's Dani Oxer. And yeah, I did let you all know that I wanted to step up my game a notch in my videos. And in the spirit of experimentation, I asked Dani if she would agree to doing like an interview or, just sharing conversation with me in our video today. So, just a really quick background. If you haven't noticed, am very passionate about communication, communication with self, communication with others, because I think if we can have a strong sense of communication with ourselves, that then allows us to better communicate with the world around us. So, I asked Dani to join me because she has created a really fabulous program focused on stress management that I've had the privilege to participate in. And it really transformed the way I perceive stress, the way I understand it. And as a result, Dani has really provided me with different tools really to deal with those moments of stress that arise in our everyday life. So I'll throw it to you really shortly. What I wanted to bring up is one thing that I found super, super interested that has stuck with me um, as I was going through the course with you is the fact that you mentioned, these strategies as a language, a new language that is useful to learn to communicate with our bodies. So that's the one thing that really sticks out to me. So I'll throw it to you to kind of elaborate on that a little bit more. This is kind of all out of order, but Dani and I, just on the side, how did we meet? We met through Dani, Yes Montreal. You were giving a workshop. That was our first point of contact ever. And
Yeah.
then, was it like months later, we then crossed paths again at ULab at Concordia, right?
Yes. By accident, right?
Totally random. And then it was
Random.
kind of
Yeah.
like, oh hey, like, yeah, I remember you. And then that's kind of where our friendship started. Because we weren't even
Hmm.
like in ULab, we weren't in the same groups. We saw each
No,
other,
no. Yeah.
and then I'm not sure what happened, but then we ended up probably meeting for coffee and then discovering that we've got a lot of things in common. And here we are today.
Hmm.
It's awesome.
Yay.
Yeah. And so another
Yes.
thing that Dani and I share is this, I guess, kind of like a dream to build our own communities where we support each other in reaching our goals, being the best versions of ourselves. So that's something that I really appreciate, Dani, about our friendship.
Thank you so much, Phoebe. It's the first time that I record something to put on Instagram because I always I have some resistance. I'm letting go of this resistance on social media. But I'm just so glad that you invited me and helped me slowly but surely um, making my way into this all this resources that we have to connect right with people. So I'm very grateful. And yeah, I don't know how we got so close. Like it was like meetings, and then I don't know what happened, and we became very close, right? And this idea of sharing what we know, because it was amazing. You offer me Reiki sessions, and I gladly accepted. And when and it was very organic, right? When I created the program, you said right away, oh, I want that. And we ended up exchanging, right, the Reiki for the stress management program, and this idea that we can support each other on this with our unique talents, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to this personal growth and knowing ourselves more, and yeah, connect and all that. So that's what I wanted to share about us. And what you mentioned about this language of the body,
Mm-hmm.
it's this it's very interesting, something I learned. So just for people to know me a little bit better, like I am a biologist. So I studied biology. I stayed in university for working with scientific research for 15 years. And then after I wanted to change careers, I just felt that I gave everything I could to science, and I wanted to work with people. So I did a coaching course at Concordia here in Montreal. Mm. And then I started my own business, my coaching business. And I feel like sharing a lot of knowledge, not just coaching, but like training. And I add my previous background in science with the coaching, and I make like a combination of both. So this idea that when we feel stress, that we can just say to ourselves, okay, everything's fine, everything's good. Like it doesn't work, because the stress is something that happens in your body. It's your body preparing yourself to act, to like in face of a threat, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to act on it. So you're going to fight the threat or flight. So your body is preparing you for that. So you need to talk the language of the body. You need this a physiological shift so you can finish the stress cycle. We call it the stress cycle because there's a beginning, middle, and end. So you can end the cycle. You need this physiological shift. And there's a list of things that I share with you that you can do to close, right, the stress cycle. For example, positive social interaction. So being here with you, and we are talking about the things that we love. Even if I had my stress response activated, the moment that I stay in this positive social interaction for like 15-20 minutes, my body will understand that the threat is gone. Mm-hmm. Right? It's the idea like if she's chit-chatting with someone, there's no more threat.
Right.
Or for example, the deep breathing, because the stress, your body, you start breathing so fast, right? That for you to be able to run or to fight. So mm-hmm. if you start doing deep breathing with your belly, it's going to send a signal to your body that the threat is gone.
Yeah, and I think that's really important, because I think for a lot of us, I used to think, and I think the way a lot of people think of stress is like, okay, we tell ourselves, let it go, right? In our head, like, okay, just let it go. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So it's like, it's a mental process, but I think a lot of us forget to tap into the body, which is why like after the sessions that we've had, it was like, okay, I'm not approaching it the right way. It's got to start in the body, because the body is the one that is sending those signals to the brain, right?
Yes, and since we are making meaning beings, like our body feels something, then you make meaning of it. You tell a story. We are storytellers. Mm-hmm. So the story that we have comes from your life story, like your childhood. It doesn't matter. But like when you feel the stress, it's going to you're going to have a thought in your head or a story in your head. And sometimes we think the story is the cause. Sometimes it is, like if you ruminate something, because it happens, but most of the time is your body feeling the threat, and then your brain making meaning of it.
Right, because at one point in time in the past, or maybe even before that, who knows, our body is like conditioned due to a certain trigger, right? Where it's like, oh, I'm in danger. Oh, something like this response is related to a traumatic or a stressful experience that took place in the past. So it's kind of remembering that. Is that kind of what it is?
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah, because when we are born, our nervous system doesn't know what's a threat or not. So it's our caregivers who regulate that for us. So this system is co-regulated when we are born. So then we learn when we are a child, you cannot regulate yourself. So your caregivers, parents, or whatever was close to you, regulate that. So, but if they didn't have that system very well self-regulated, it was challenging for them to regulate for the child, right? Mm-hmm. And as adults, we can self-regulate. We learn how to self-regulate, like deep breathing, like we have our the things that we can do, but we can also co-regulate. Like, for example, therapy. The therapists can help us co-regulate, because there's all these cues for safety, like the tone of voice, the presence. So there's a lot of things that help co-regulate, and then with time, with this help with co-regulation, we can change the story and change how we feel about the certain situations.
I love that. And it's really why I thought it was so related is because it's basically communicating with ourselves and
Yeah.
understanding what's going on, so we can then best manage whatever it is happening. So I really, really do appreciate, again, the fact that I was able to participate in the program. And I know you're actually launching it to the public really soon.
Yeah.
So how about you tell us a little bit maybe about the structure and how people can, find more information about it, maybe sign up as well.
Thank you so much, Phoebe. So Phoebe was one of my first guinea pigs. So I got a lot of feedback from it, from a few people. And I created this program. It's for small groups. It's once a week. It's going to start the first week of June. I have 2 cohorts of different times, morning and evening. So you can go on my website and check it out. Each session, once a week for 2, each session lasts 2 hours. And then you're going to learn everything, like all the details about what I was saying. How do you get to know your own nervous system? Because since it's so individually set up, like for your life experiences, you learn how to know about yourself, your triggers, your stressors, how your body responds, and what are the best resources to use. Like, each person gets connected with a different way of dealing with what's happened. But the most important is, like, you get this deep sense of control. I don't know, I feel that. I don't know if you feel. I feel like a sense like I know what's going on and I know what I can do about it.
Right.
So yeah, it starts in the first week of June.
I'm going to post your website in the note, like in the post at the bottom, but it is danioxer.com. But I'm guessing there's like a sub link, so I'll post that. And to sign up, I guess all the information is on the website, right?
Yes.
Awesome. And it's 4 weeks, and you mentioned 2-hour sessions per week, over 4 weeks.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yes, over 4 weeks. Yeah.
Amazing. It's going to be great. So folks, if you ever if you want to reach out to Dani, her contact details are going to be in the post at the bottom. I really can vouch that it's a program that really was almost transformational, just in the way, again, that how I understand stress and how I communicate to myself about the stress response. So it is well worth it. I do think you will walk away with a lot. Dani, thank you so much for being here today with me. It's such a pleasure, as always.
Thank you so much, Phoebe. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to practice being in video. It's not something that I'm very introverted, so it's not something I'm very comfortable with. But being here with you, with your support, it feels cozy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And it was all in the spirit of experimentation. So thank you for agreeing to do that. Okay, everybody, we'll see you next week. I'm not sure what's up for next week, but who knows? Maybe I'll have another guest. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you all soon.